Hello there, and welcome back to Gaulia. So, in today's episode, we're going to focus on finishing up this little block here. We got a big hole in the ground behind us, so we'll put our building that goes here and put our pool in. And this should give us one nice, complete little city block here. These are some of the less. This one's pretty basic because it's repeating the same pattern. It takes like concrete, which is complex, as far as the gathering and of the materials, but pretty simple build. And this one is pretty simple as well, similar in size. And then this should give us a nice, little preview of what our blocks are going to look like. So we've been working on a new series now as well, if you haven't checked it out, called Chaotic Craft. And that's an SMP, which is much more focused on like interaction and having fun. And we'll probably keep this series as our heavy on the building series and, lore sections when I get around to doing those. I haven't done one of those in a little while. I have some thoughts on what I want to do next as far as like a redstone mine and flesh out some more of the redstone energy dynamics company and president and everything like that. But in the meantime, I think we're just going to work on another build and keep it kind of simple. So let's go ahead and see what we need for this. Well, it's a larger variety of stuff we're going to need. So we might as well get started. Gray dye. That's the first thing we need. So we're probably going to need to kill some squid. Seems like a good time for a squid death montage. Yo, here you. So I'm cranking through some smooth quartz now, but I'll be going to need to go to the nether or my villager trading area to get some more. Let's start working on keeping track of what it actually is we need. So we'll put our glass in there. We need, looks like a little more than 7 stacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for good measure. I don't actually think I have like any quartz whatsoever. I don't have a place for it. I mean, that's not gonna fly. Let's move on to cyan terracotta. I needed cyan terracotta, which made me realize I needed green dye, and I've never set up a cactus farm yet. So, figured, might as well set up something temporary. But this will definitely accelerate my plans for a cactus farm, as cyan terracotta is something this city probably is going to use a lot of. Temporary cactus farm. In the meantime, what else can we get? Let's see. What type of quartz situation our villagers have? I just love flying into this village. It just looks so good. So some of them just need regular quartz slabs, right? So that's a bunch of those. So I worked on gathering some more materials. There was a lot of stuff to get together, so I'm not really going to display it all. But at some point I realized I needed a better source of bone meal. So I'll take you through the skeleton farm that I decided to build out of a spawner. Alright, well, we got most of our materials gathered, but I was thinking for some of these materials, and just in the future in general, I need a temporary solution for bone meal. I got to build a moss farm. I got to do a lot of stuff. But I got to build a moss farm at some point. But I need a temporary solution. I need more bone meal. I need it for like dyes, for flowers. So there's a skeleton spawner not too far from here. So we're gonna turn that into just quick and dirty bone meal farm area that we can, semi AFK while I watch like TV or something and kill some skeletons periodically. And then we'll work on like a moss farm for bone meal and moss purposes. Oh boy. Oh, 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 whoa. Oh boy. That was terrifying. I can't believe that just happened. Wow. Talk about catchy. I was just talking about how I won't need diamonds ever again because I'm never going to lose my equipment because I'm so awesome at Minecraft. And then I fall into a giant pit of lava. Holy moly. That was... wow. Quite sketchy. I know, like, that was not fun. Where did I come from? And there you have it. Bones. A little sketchy along the way. But we got her done. I don't really need to worry about babies, so should be able to just leave this like this. Pretty basic skelly spawner. Already just cranking out bones. I can easily sit here while I watch TV and get bones until I get a bone meal farm up. At this point, I have all of my materials gathered up. my bone meal ready to go for all the pale moss and things I'm going to need for this. It's time to start building. So I have a nice little mid-rise kind of building planned with a bunch of like moss and leaves to show some of the aging. It's really one of the first buildings that I built in, like, the fact that this city has been abandoned and is probably a couple hundred years old. So I hope you enjoy the build and the time lapse. Well, folks, there you have it. A brand new building in our world. Like I said, this one is or has been kind of designed to have this dilapidated look, which at some point, like this was kind of what I was picturing for the whole city. Um, but then it's tough because I'll build these buildings in the creative world, and that's the world I use to do a lot of the lore sections of the video, which just gives me a little bit more freedom if I need to like fly or change things, on the fly real quick, or use, some quick blocks I don't have access to. So a lot of the lore sections are filmed in that, and those are supposed to take place in the past, whereas this is supposed to be right now. So I don't always want to design them with that aging, falling apart look to them. But I probably designed this building like almost a year ago when I started thinking of this series in a world that I was just playing around with my son, and leaned into that fallen apart little city block area. I built a couple of buildings that you'll see throughout the series in that little world initially when I was coming up with concepts for this world. And I really wanted to bring this one in as it was, part of what inspired me to build this city in general. It's now become, one of the simpler buildings that I have planned, but I just, I kind of like it. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. I think I'm going to try to stick to a cadence of doing a couple of the chaotic crafts and then sprinkling these in still. And I'm trying to come up with a plot line for a new character for our lore videos, so we'll see. I've got obviously a cactus farm. We need an official version. We need a moss farm. So we got a lot of work to do as far as farms are concerned. We also have more buildings that we could build. This plot here is actually probably going to be our cactus farm and a building, so maybe we do that next. Who knows? So much possibility. Thank you for spending your time with me. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoy the videos, like and subscribe will help me know that. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.